Hey guys, it's time for us to do a science experiment. And we are going to talk about what the water cycle is and how does it work. Do you know what the water cycle is? That's a great place for us to start our lesson. Let me share my screen and we're going to talk about some important key vocabulary to help us with this science lesson. Water cycle, the movement of water on, above, and below the surface of the earth. Let's talk about those positional words on, above, and below. That's important. We're going to learn even more about how water moves in those places. Evaporation. When heat causes liquid water to turn into a gas called water vapor. That's the process of evaporation. Atmosphere, the air surrounding a planet. This is the place water vapor rises to. I know these are new words for us, and this is so great that we are going to get to learn some new things. Don't be worried if you can't say all of these words or pronounce them. We are going to work with them some more. Condensation. When water vapor cools, it turns from a gas into a liquid. Precipitation, that's a really big word, right? Precipitation, water that falls to the earth from the sky. Rain, snow, sleet, and hail are forms of precipitation. So let's begin our experiment with this question. How does the water cycle work? Okay, so all science experiments need materials. We have to have materials to perform this work. So let me show you what our materials are. A Sharpie, a plastic sandwich bag, tape. I hope your minds are thinking and wondering, what are we going to do with these things? A clear cup, blue food coloring, blue, water, is there a connection? And finally, and of course, we have to have water. So let me show you what you guys are going to get to do. This is called a demonstration. I get to show you first. When I do this work, it's probably going to show upside down on your screen, but that's okay. You'll get the idea, and of course, we'll work together in the classroom so you can complete this. So let me tilt my screen down so you can see what we need to do. The first thing is always the same. Take out my pencil and write my name, except this time you guys get to use a Sharpie, a permanent marker. So up here in the green area, I want you to write your name. I'm going to write my name, Mrs. Smith, because I want to be able to find my baggie when it's time to do observations so I can see what's happened with the water cycle. So in one of our definitions, we learned that heat is an important part of the water cycle. So I'm going to draw the sun because that is the natural source of heat that we are going to use in our experiment about the water cycle. So the sun is an important part of that cycle. And I am going to draw some clouds. Now, am I drawing the clouds on the bottom? No, the clouds need to be in the sky, right? But just a few clouds up in the sky. So far, so good? Okay, let me tilt my screen up because I think you're going to need to see me hold a few things up, and then I'll move my camera back down so you can see. I'm going to open my bag. Here it is, the way it kind of looks. My name, the sun, and some clouds up in the sky, right? That's where those things are located, and we want to make our experiment be realistic, right? So that's why those elements need to be in the sky, not in the middle, not on the bottom, but at the top. So I'm going to take my clear cup and I'm going to pour the water into it. It looks like a lot of water, doesn't it? Can you see? And to that, I'm going to add a few drops of blue food coloring because the blue is going to represent water. It's going to change this clear water into a blue substance. Just a few drops. Then I'm very carefully going to just swirl so that the food coloring can mix with the water. And when you guys do this, you have to do it very slowly and very carefully because you do not want to wear this. So the water is now mixed. The next step is to open my bag and to carefully, again, take the water and pour it slowly and carefully into the baggie. Then I need to seal this bag because I don't want the water to leak out, do I? So I'm going to make sure my bag is sealed. And this is what it looks like. Does this kind of make you think about a pond or a lake or a river, or if there were waves it might kind of represent or make you think about the ocean? So there are different places for us to find water on our earth, right? On, above, and below. I wonder where the below is going to come in. Interesting. So the last step of our science experiment, or getting our project together, is using that tape. Pull it over. Putting just a few pieces on the baggie because we need to get this baggie close to the sun, that natural heat source, so that the water cycle process can begin. I might add one more piece of tape. Let me move my materials out of the way. We're going to go for a little ride on my computer so that you can see the window, because that's the best place that we can get that sunlight and that heat into view so that we can get our water cycle to work well. Science experiments don't always work the first time, so if something goes wrong, that's okay. We will learn how to go back and change it. So hold on. I'm going to move you guys around to the window. And the final process to getting our science project together is just taping our baggie to the window. I know it's kind of bright, it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. A little bit closer. So it's there, it's waiting, and it's ready for the sun to do its thing. So in a couple of days after you do your project and we get them hung up in the classroom, of course I'm at my house, I can't bring all of your projects home with me, can I? So we're going to hang yours up in the classroom, and after the sun has had time to do its work, we are going to put our science hats back on, our scientist hats back on, and we are going to observe what has happened and revisit that question, how does the water cycle work? All right, are you guys ready to start this project on your own? Good, me too. Let's get to it.